Hello, it's Jeanette with Geomazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how I put together this beautiful shiny gold and green card. And I'm going to be using products from the Forever Greenery Suite of products. Now the suite is going to be retiring, but I'm not exactly sure if the Forever Fern stamp set and the Forever Flourishing dies are going to. If they are, I will put that on the screen. But I've used the hello here for the sentiment on here, but I think for this the one that I'm going to make, I'm going to do a little differently and put the love and laughter forever after sentiment on here. But look at this card. It's got a really pretty window in there, and underneath that gold is some designer series paper. Isn't that pretty? And let me show you the designer series paper that comes in the suite. If you haven't seen it already, I know a lot of demonstrators have used this in their videos and such. But look at how pretty this designer series paper is. It is just absolutely gorgeous, and I'm kind of sad that it's retiring, but that's what Stampin' Up does. They bring out some more gorgeous paper for us to love. Of course, I love this when it came out. So let's put that aside. I'm also going to be using some of the specialty designer series paper, which came in this. They came in 12 by 12 sheets, and you just kind of pull them apart. And I'm going to be using these leftover strips of gold too. But you have these beautiful rectangles that you can just lay on a card, stamp a sentiment, and there you go. I mean, it's so easy, right? But I am going to be using one of these. Now, this is the one I used for this card here, but I am going to switch it up, and I think I will probably use, let me see which one. I'm probably going to look at how beautiful that is. And you could even cut these apart and use these just as you know, little frills like I did right here. But you won't really need to, because the designer series paper has these already, they're already cut for you. Pretty much, you just have to kind of cut, I guess you have to cut them apart. Okay, that's the leftovers from that. All right, but like I say, I'm going to be using something different, and I'm also going to be using some of these, see these here that I just trimmed off? I think I'm just going to take two of these out. If I have two that are the same, I'll use this one, and maybe I'll use that one here instead. We'll just change it up a little bit. But look how pretty, and oh, gold is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so you got a lot of stuff to work with here. And look at the ferns here. Oh my goodness. This was just magnificent to work with. And I am going to need a couple of strips, so I'm going to take them out right now and just put them aside over here. Okay, so let's get started on this card. I am going to be using a card base of thick basic white, and this is of course your usual card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to score this, and I have scored this at 4.25. Boy, I can't talk today, right? I'm all thumbs in my tongue. Okay. All right. We are just going to, with our bone folder, crease that fold there. And now I'm going to take my my piece of cardstock. And now this is Pear Pizzazz, and I think what I'll use is soft seafoam instead. And this piece measures 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, and it's just going to leave you a very thin border all the way around once you glue that on. But before I emboss it, because I am going to be embossing, if you notice there's embossing on the top and the bottom, okay, I'm going to go ahead and stamp. And I'm going to stamp that with that stamp I told you about. That is called, that's from this Forever Fern Cling stamp set, okay. I'm going to use this Love and Laughter Forever After, because I can make this a nice little wedding card. All right, let's see if I can do this right and straight, because gonna just try it. Just gonna go try to get it right in the center and just kind of stamp it down. There we go. That's not too bad. A little straighter than I thought I was going to be. Okay, and now what I need to do is I need to take this piece with the embossing folder. Now these are the embossing folders that are part of this suite, and yes, you can order them separately. And I'm going to use this one here that's got the flowers on the two different sides, and on the very bottom part I am going to be embossing. Now I kind of want to make sure that it's, you know, kind of right in the middle. Just, you know, I'm kind of eyeballing it, but that's going to be the middle of where these two designs kind of meet up. And then I'm going to take another piece of cardstock, and this is the basic white cardstock, and this piece measures 5 1/4 by 2 inches. And I'm going to take the other embossing folder, and I'm just going to make sure it lines up really nice. And I'm going to put that through the cut emboss machine, and I will be right back with both of these. So if I didn't mention it before, these are just the regular embossing folders. They are not the 3D embossing folders, so you don't need to eliminate one of those plates. You just put your basic, your main plate down, one plate, your embossing folder with the paper, and another plate, and you just go right through. Okay, so these are my two pieces here with the embossing on them, and I'm gonna just go ahead and adhere this while I'm at it. I'm just gonna go ahead and adhere this. I'm just gonna use some Stampin' Seal. You can use the plus if you want to. I just use the regular Stampin' Seal. It seems to hold the card. It's a strong adhesive, but that plus is really, really strong. Okay, now I want to make sure that there is an even border all the way around here. So here we go. That's not such a bad job. Okay, now let's work on this here, because we're going to be needing to punch this. We were going to punch out our window, but for that I'm going to be using the Story Label Punch, which will be retiring. So the last video that I did, I accidentally said that the Ornate Frames dies was retiring, and they're not. And someone mentioned that to me in the comments, and thank you very much. So anyway, this piece that measures 2 inches by 5 1/4, I've already embossed it, but now I need to punch it. And I could have punched it before I embossed it. That would have been okay, but what I need to do is find the middle here. So what I do to find the middle is I will just take a ruler from corner to corner, catty corner to catty corner, and a pencil. And since I'm going to be punching this part out, it really doesn't matter. And that's the back side too, so it doesn't matter about the pencil mark. I won't even need to try to erase it or anything. So let's go corner to corner this way. And now I have my middle point right here. And so I'm going to take this Story Label Punch, and as straight as I could do it, I am going to punch it out. I'm just trying to make sure I see that this little dot here is kind of right in the center of everything. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. It's handmade after all. Okay, so there's our window, and now I'm going to be adhering this piece right here to it so that it's going to shine through the Designer Series paper. Ooh, that's going to look so pretty. So what I'm going to do is use some seal right here. Now this piece doesn't stretch the whole way, and I'm leaving it, you know, I'm not cutting any of these little pieces out of it, because it's it kind of gives it strength to leave it the way it is. So I'm just going to hold that there like that, and we're going to tape it down like that. And now I'm going to take this piece here, Well, before I do that, I'm going to put my gold strips on here. So I have these 2 gold strips that need to be adhered, but they're so skinny. They're just so narrow, but that just gives it such a beautiful look. So what I need to do is use liquid glue. Now you can use your fine tip glue if you, your fine tip glue pen, or that glue that, you know, do I even have it here? I don't think I even have it over here. I don't use it very often, but I'm just going to go ahead and use some of my multi-purpose glue, and I'm just going to put a few dots here and then spread the dots out as carefully as I can. And you want to be real careful with the glue. Make sure you don't get any on the other side of this glue, of this gold piece, because it smudges very easily. It even smudges with your fingerprints. So try to be very careful. In fact, I am going to very, very lightly press it down. And then I'm going to take it and turn it over and cut it off. Now, that's not going to be enough room for the other sides, which is why I need 2, because 1 is not the whole length of this piece of paper that I have, this cardstock here. So let's do the other side. Now, I can put the glue here, but I feel a little bit more confident about putting the glue on the strip so that it doesn't ooze out and, you know, kind of try to be smeared on the gold side. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm over here stammering, but I know what I mean. Do you? Okay, that's what I do sometimes in my videos. A lot of times I stammer because I'm trying to explain how to do things, and if you don't mind that, I'm happy. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we've got our piece glued on here, and now it's time to glue this piece on here. And I just am going to eyeball this too. I'm going to use some seal adhesive to adhere that down. And if I'm real careful, oh, I want to make sure that it's not too wide. Is that going to be too wide? No, it's not. Okay, I'm going to put this right here, kind of close to the top, like that. And this is going to go over that. But I want to pop it up on some Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's get out our dimensionals. And I want to put, let's see, I'll put 1, 2, 3 right there. And I'll put 1, 2, and 3 right here. And we will take off the backer paper. And now we are going to be giving this, oops, got to do it the right way now. We're going to be giving this a little bit of a border. When we lay it down, it will be like a 1/16 of an inch border right here. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, when you see all that green right underneath that gold, it makes such a beautiful window. So let's go ahead and decorate. Now what I'm going to decorate with is some cutouts that I have from the designer series paper. There's actually 3 of these, 3 of the dies from this set. We'll cut out 3 little leaves from the designer series paper. Let me just show that to you. So I cut some of it out. This one, we'll cut that one out. Cool, that's in the die set. And then you've got this one here that cuts this one out. Isn't that cool? Okay, and then you've got this one, which cuts these out here. And there's a left and a right die, and you've got a left and a right design. It's just too awesome. Just too awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of hide that little seam here with my leaves, like that and like that. But we are also going to be putting some gold linen thread in a bow right there. So what I need to do is I need to put some Stampin' Dimensionals, but I want the mini dimensionals, and I will get my take your pick tool out to do that. And I've got some mini dimensionals here, and I'm going to put one right here, and I will put one right here. Take off the backer paper, And we are gonna kind of loop that. Oop, gotta go over just a tad. I wanna hide some of that seam here. And now with the glue dot, because I didn't put a glue dot on it before, I'll do that on the other one. But with the glue dot, you just kind of want to place it under here so that sticks down. So let me put my glue dot right here on this side, so I know that that's going to stick down. We'll take the backer paper off of the dimensional, and we are going to just stick that right there, kind of like there. Make sure. Kind of want to make sure that, wait, I need to go down just a little bit. Oops. Yeah. I want these two to be kind of even right here. All right. And yeah, that seam is still showing, but we're going to hide it with our gold. This is called the Gold Metallic Trim from the Forever Greenery combo. You get this beautiful vanilla weave ribbon. I'm not going to use that here, but this comes as a combo in the suite, and yes, you can buy that separate. And so I'm just going to take, I don't know, about maybe 10 or 11 inches here. I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to double it up. And I'm going to just try to make a bow. Just a simple, tied bow. Nothing fancy. Just something very simple. Try to get it even. With 2 loops. I think it looks better with 2 loops. Let me cut this side here. And I'll trim this side a little bit too. Make it even. I'll grab a glue dot. I'm going to just try to roll that glue dot. I'm doing it with my fingernail. Should be doing it, and now it got stuck to my fingernail. Let's do it correctly. Let's do it with our take your pick tool. Yep, that's how you do it. And you take it and you put it behind the bow, and you're going to hide that seam with your bow. Right there. Okay, that's that right there. Now let's add our little ferns. We're going to put them right under here. I'm just going to roll another glue dot. Wrong thing. Glue dot. We'll roll one up. And we were going to put it right on the bottom here. Hopefully that won't be seen. And I'm just going to stick that, very sticky, I'm going to stick that underneath here. Actually, you know what? I think I might trim that a little bit. Just a little bit, because it's a little bit long. And I'm going to put that right here, like that. Okay. And then let me trim this one too, just a little bit. Put our glue dot on it. Roll it up, kind of small if you can. Put your glue dot right there on that little skinny stem. Now you could also use glue on this too, but it's going to be hidden, so I'm just going to put it right under here like that. Okay, there we go. And we're going to top it off with a few little gilded gems. So happy that these are not retiring. We're going to have these around for a little while longer, and I'm just going to put one here, maybe put one right there, and maybe put another one over here, and I think that's it. Okay, now I am done with this card, and this would make a really pretty wedding or anniversary card. What do you think? Let me bring in the other card that I have right here. I don't know which one I like better. That darker green, this is Pear Pizzazz. This is soft sea foam. And they both kind of coordinate with that designer series paper. In fact, let me see. Garden Green, Just Jade, Pear Pizzazz, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, Soft Seafoam, and Whisper White. They have Whisper White on here, but now we're using basic white. So, because there's no longer any Whisper White. But here you go. These are my cards. I hope that I've taught you something. I hope that you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And I hope that, most of all, I hope that you try this, because this is a really fun and not so difficult card to make when you've got the right, you know, supplies. And if you need any of the supplies, they're going to be listed in the description of my video. And please go to my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. I hope to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. So once again, I'm Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.